Hi everyone, welcome to Blu-ray update number 27, covering the films that I picked up from September through December 2025. So yes, we are back once again with another video, and this time around, very quick video here, Blu-ray update video, just a few films to show, ones that I picked up from September, through December 2025. So obviously a few months into the year, into 2026 now, but that's just how it is, and I've got a few films to show, and really excited to show these today. Some of them I have, watched them, opened them up and watched them, in the last few months, and others, I've still got kind of sealed, ready to watch fairly soon. Some of these, so yeah, that'll be really cool to do. And I really love doing these videos, of course, and always great to show what I've got, and to hear what you've picked up. If you picked up any physical media, of course, the last few months, whenever, it's great to discuss this down below in the comments. So that'd be great to hear, anything you picked up, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, whatever that is. It'd be great to discuss that, of course, and discuss these films, as well. First film to show here is one that I have seen, of course, in the last few months. This has been opened up, and it's a film I've seen many, many times over the years, since I was a teenager, kind of watching this film, and absolutely loving this film, and, it's just seeing it again, wow. This truly is one of my favourites of all time. That is, of course, Pulp Fiction 4K, and this one is such a great transfer, and, what a film this is. I was blown away again, and, just... interesting kind of design for this 4K, but it's still really amazing, and obviously no slipcover with this, unfortunately, but it's just the way it is, and this was just what a film to sit down and see again. I saw this and kind of wanted to go through Tarantino's again, and saw this first, then behind me, of course, is Reservoir Dogs. That's a steelbook that I've had for many, many years, kind of thing, and that's the one that I saw, a couple of weeks ago now as well. So, just once again blown away by that film. But Pulp Fiction, this is the one that's just wow. It's just kind of, I think, potentially, my Tarantino's since a few years ago when I actually last watched any of them. It was 2022 or 3 that I last watched a Tarantino, and I think since then I have probably slightly kind of reshuffled my ranking, and Pulp Fiction, where is that now? It's always been one of my absolute favourites, but who knows, it could have climbed even higher, and I think it's just this is just a perfect film, and to see this on 4K, for the most part, this transfer is just way better than the Blu-ray, and it's just unbelievable stuff. Maybe in a few kind of areas, just a couple of scenes, I would say potentially a little bit duller than, or not as popping, as the Blu-ray. But overall, most of the film does look, better contrast colours, and it is actually overall, kind of more popping, more bright. So it's not something that kind of is completely dull throughout the film. Just a couple of scenes, really, but the rest of the film does look more vibrant, and definitely more crisp. So overall, definitely even better than the Blu-ray, which is already, for me, always looks, whenever I've seen Pulp Fiction on Blu-ray, it just kind of looks, unbelievable kind of stuff. It's a perfect Blu-ray, and definitely, kind of, one of the best 4Ks really that I own. Pulp Fiction on 4K, and sitting down to see this again, wow, I was blown away. I was tears in my eyes, and it's one of the funniest Tarantino's, and it's just perfection for me from start to finish. 4K Pulp Fiction, great to own this, of course, and we'll just put that there. Next up, this is a film, once again, talking about one of the best films ever made. As I saw, when I was a very young kid, for the first time, way younger than Pulp Fiction, and I've seen it more times than Pulp Fiction in my life, and seeing it again in January, just at the end of January, of course, and this was the one that I picked up just at the end of December, as one of the last films that I got. It was, one of my Christmas presents. The film is, of course, Jaws, now in 4K. This one, what a great transfer once again, and this film, this is one of the best films ever made as well. I just cannot believe, just how mind-blowing this film is. Just seeing it again, every single second of this film is just perfect from start to finish. Once again, as I say, this has always been one of my favourite Spielbergs, but this, just like Pulp Fiction, after seeing it again, after all these years, sometimes things grow on you even more, than compared to other things. They kind of just overtake something. Not that I haven't always absolutely loved this film, but this one This one could have definitely climbed, my Spielberg ranking, and there is just so many, of course, Spielberg's that I think are masterpieces. So it is always hard. It's kind of something like even films, just at the tail end of the top 10 or just at the top 5. I kind of love at times just as much as directors. Kind of when you get into the top 5 kind of thing. So it's kind of like at times joint placement. For some films like. Said number of films, on a ranking, it's just a case I have to order them in some way. But Jaws, in that sense, is one of my absolute favourites, and it's kind of one of my absolute favourite films. Definitely, way into the top 150, and this one is probably, kind of. I could probably say this is, in the top 100 kind of thing. Kind of going off memory kind of thing. I can't. It's hard to kind of order, a list of 150, 100 favourite films. But yeah, Jaws is definitely a contender at least. I can say that. That's what I would say for the top 100 when eventually I do my, favourite films list. I don't want to reveal all of the stuff yet. But yeah, Jaws, this is just the characters, the script, the music, of course, the atmosphere, just simple stuff like the location of this one, just how, kind of relaxing it is, peaceful it is, by the beach, of course, and the way it's captured, how sunny this film is. It's just one of those films that reminds me of kind of being a kid in the summer. Not particularly in the summer, but yeah, just kind of it's more of a summery thing than actually going outside in the summer outside to kind of play or anything like that, and to go for a walk. This film captures it better than real life kind of thing. It's one of those, and it's just so vibrant. The 4K itself, this is stunning stuff, and I think again for the most part it's just even better than the Blu-ray. Unbelievable, the crispness, the quality, the detail of it. I think the sound as well. Definitely it's some things where the sound is it's pretty amazing, but for the most part, that's one of the things. The sound is definitely quieter than the Blu-ray. So that was something that was overall not as good. But there's something about it where definitely, at times I was thinking, wow, that was stunning. But when it's more like kind of dialogue, I think that's the main issue for the sound on this one. I think the use of music and when you actually hear the music in the film and the general sound effects, they are better than the Blu-ray. But I think the dialogue was definitely way quieter overall than the Blu-ray. I had to turn my TV right up, and even then there was a couple of points where it was kind of sometimes happens. It's a bit harder to fully hear the dialogue. Every single bit. Without really kind of kind of nesting in there kind of thing. With all different people in the crowds and stuff. But I still heard the film, but it was a bit more of a struggle at times to actually fully hear all of the dialogue without having to you know what I mean kind of thing. But yes. Definitely, in terms of the audio, not perfect, but the picture and the visuals of this, and overall the actual the Blu-ray itself, wow, unbelievable stuff. Again, the dialogue was definitely I could hear it, and overall the sound effects and the music, and overall the sound you could say is better than the Blu-ray, but and certainly in the sound effects and all that kind of stuff was better, but the actual dialogue wasn't better. So that's kind of something there overall. Rambling on there, that's something that definitely wasn't overall perfect, but the picture of this, stunning stuff. And Jaws, as I say, this is just one of my favourites. The second half of this film, the first half, very, very different kind of pieces, but both perfect. And I think this is just, I was completely blown away when the credits rolled, tears in my eyes, and this is just unbelievable stuff. One of those kind of classic, some blockbusters, of course, and one of the very, very best Spielberg films, and I think this is just, as I say, it's a film. It's something I can't really stop thinking about. Just watching this with family, it was a really funny kind of watch, and screaming and all this kind of stuff. And there's parts in this film that I really was whoa, kind of hysterical almost with just the violence and how kind of a couple of the moments in the film it really gets to me and disturbs me, and really has a visceral effect, a physical effect on me. And so there's screaming, there's all this kind of stuff going on, and really funny watching this film in that sense. But obviously also a family film, so Jaws, we'll leave it there. This is just a masterpiece, one of the best films ever made, and one of my really most cherished films. 4K of this, unbelievable. Again, always loved this film, but it's grown on me even more. What can I say there? stunning 4K and one of the greatest films I've made. So yeah, Jaws 4K, amazing to have this in the collection. And then we have the two films that are sealed, so two left now. And the first one is a film. This is a one that I haven't seen for many, many years, kind of thing. And saw it, yeah, quite a few times as a kid, especially in kind of primary school. That's the time where I was watching this quite a few times. Over the years that I was in primary, and then I did see it a few times as well. As a teenager kind of thing, but not as much. And haven't really seen it for my entire adult life actually. And yeah, it's definitely a film that I watch very, very soon. I plan to watch this in the springtime, so maybe April or May kind of thing. I'll finally sit down to see this, of course, being a 4K as well. The film is Ghostbusters 4K, and yeah, here we go. There it is. Just no slip, of course, as I'm showing that. But yeah, Ghostbusters in 4K, and yeah, cannot wait to see this again. This is one, as I say, it's been so many years, and just loads of memories of seeing this one as a kid, and just some scary moments in this. Obviously, a great comedy as well, and family film, and all these different elements, sci-fi elements in this one, and it's just the one that the music, of course, the theme, all the characters, of course, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, just all of these different, kind of actors and characters, and different moments in the film. Certain moments in the kind of second half of the film, the final act, that really scared me as a kid. Yeah, really scary stuff. But this is the one that's just going to be so cool to see this again. Really intriguing to see it again, and it's obviously stuff that will come back to me that I don't, off the top of my head, kind of remember right now. Thinking on the film as well. Different portions of it. But there's so much that stands out to me, and it's the one that I just cannot wait to see again. And eventually I'll pick up obviously the slipcover for this. But for now, it's just great to have this, of course, in the collection, and just, yeah, pretty cool back as well. Kind of seeing there, see that kind of thing there. But yeah, really cool. We'll be better with the slip, for the collection. But just cannot wait for this. Really going to be so cool to see this again, and it's an event film obviously, and yeah, it's so cool to have this in the collection. This was also a Christmas present, and yeah, it's something that just kind of cannot wait to see it again, and so cool to have it in the collection finally. And it's one that I did mean to pick up actually around 2020, 2021 for. But it was, kind of us seeing 4K deals and stuff, and I was thinking I want to get this on 4K. Never got around to it until, yeah, finally a Christmas present. So yeah, here we go, 4K Ghostbusters. Can't wait to see this, and I'll be reviewing this when I do see it. So kind of April, May, I'll watch it, and shortly after that I'll be reviewing the film as well. So yeah, Ghostbusters in 4K. There we go. And yeah, now we have the final film to show, and that is of course a Blu-ray, and it's a one that, once again, this is a really special film to me. Haven't seen this for many, many years. I'm not sure when I last saw it, but I definitely wasn't more than 15, 16 kind of thing. And even then, I think it was before that I last watched this all the way through, and I had just been meaning to see this, for many, many years, kind of thing, but never got around to it. And here we finally have the Blu-ray. And yeah, just like the other ones that I mentioned here, a lot of them, they've been Christmas presents, and this one was from my brother, of course, for Christmas, so really special. And yeah, the film is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, of course, on Blu-ray, and here it is. No slip, but yeah, no, look at that. Just great kind of cover there, and this film, really, really special to me, and it's the one that I've got, so many memories of seeing this when I was a kid, just watching it quite a lot, obviously a musical film, family adventure film, kind of comedy aspects. Dick Van Dyke in this film, and just from what I've seen, from Dick Van Dyke, as a kid and growing up, and just over the year, just some of my favourite kind of, character performances, of course. Mary Poppins as well, I absolutely love him in that film, and he's just an absolute legend, Dick Van Dyke, and it's going to be so cool to see this one. I just have great memories, of just, Dick Van Dyke in this film, just the character he plays, and the comfort level, from this performance is kind of always with me, in that sense when I think of this film, and the music, of course, as well. Just the visual moments. This is not a film that is acclaimed as one of the best kind of musicals or anything like that. Like for example, Singing in the Rain, or any of these ones, kind of Wizard of Oz kind of thing. It's more of it's definitely a popular film, but it's not kind of that status. But it's always a one that I did see, and love as a kid, and I really look forward to seeing this again. And once again, I'll be reviewing this film, kind of thing, when I see it. So who knows when I watch the film? It could be spring or could be summer kind of thing. That's for sure. But whatever the case, once I see it, soon after I'll be reviewing the film, and that'll be cool to do and to talk about this one. Very unique one. Just it's mental. Kind of so strange that I've never actually got around to watching this film over the years. Since I was a kid, really. So that's that, and it's just gonna be really nice to see this. It's definitely it's pretty epic in length, kind of thing, and it'll be a treat to see this. So great present, of course, for my brother, and it's just even though it's not got a slip, I'll pick up the slip eventually, just like obviously Ghostbusters as well and stuff like that. But yeah, last film obviously Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and just going to be a magical film to see it again, and as I say, reviewing it after I see it. So yeah, that's the final film to show. So a nice mix of films to show, obviously. Kind of put them up there, kind of thing. And there they are. There's the spines of them, and here they are. Obviously, Pulp Fiction, Jaws, 4K, Ghostbusters 4K, and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Blu-ray. So there we go. That's the films. Obviously, not a massive load of films, but that's just what it's about. At the moment, kind of thing. Just really making sure, that I'm not just buying, loads and loads of Blu-rays. It's always about, what do I really want, at the moment, kind of thing. They're always meaningful, kind of thing, and it's always ones that I'm, kind of interested in, really interested in owning, or I really want to own, kind of thing. And not just any film that I want to see. I won't just watch that, pick it up and watch it on Blu-ray, kind of thing. But yeah, enough rambling of all that. That's that. And been really cool to do this. That's my thoughts. That's the films I picked up. What did you pick up as well? During this time, or even the last couple of months, of this year, 2026, kind of thing. It'd be great to discuss this, of course. And next up will be a film log update video as well, coming soon. Obviously, I'll be condensing that, so it'll be, I believe it'll be July through December that I'll be doing, all of them films. And a favourite first watch, potentially, of each of those months, but it'll be much more condensed. The films, very picky with the films that I want to mention on that, but the film log will come, so if you're wondering about that. And then obviously eventually I'll be doing the January and February one, and going back to the kind of I guess the 2 months within the one film log update kind of thing. But the next one will be it'll be condensed over a 6-month period of the I did not get into doing that kind of sooner, kind of thing. So I'm not going to do them individually. No way I'm doing that. But yeah, that's just a kind of a bit of info, and obviously as well, there'll be many more different videos, reviews, film reviews that I'm kind of rankings that I've been wanting to do, that I'll be kind of putting up as soon as I can as well, kind of thing, and really getting into that, because I haven't obviously done stuff that I wanted to do, kind of steadily over the months. So there'll be quite a few videos coming, kind of that I wanted to do, as well as recent stuff that I've watched, and stuff that I plan to as well watch and review. So there'll be definitely content coming as well, and as well as the film log update in that sense. So yeah, that's obviously my thoughts and stuff. What do you think on these films? Let's discuss this. Discuss what you've been picking up as well. Anything you picked up, physical media. It's going to be great to discuss this all down below in the comments. And celebrate cinema and physical media. So yes, as always, take care and thanks for watching.